The Grow a Garden botting allegations need to stop right now. I have seen so many videos in the past couple of days and weeks saying that Grow a Garden is a heavily botted game, doesn't deserve its success. And basically, I want to debunk pretty much everything people are saying because I feel like people just aren't even thinking realistically when they're making these claims. Now, we all know that every Roblox game has bots in it. It's just impossible to avoid. Every Roblox game is going to have bots in it. See, this is a bot server right here, most likely, because there's bot accounts. You scroll through here, you'll see more and more. There's actually not even that many just from scrolling through like right here. Take a look at Bubblegum Simulator and we look at these server lists. You're going to see, yeah, a lot more bots. Look at this. Literally the entire server list is pretty much bots. Look at this. It's literally all bots. Like, look at this. This is actually embarrassing. I don't see even like a real server. What the heck? I didn't even think it was this bad. What the, oh, that's absurd. First thing I want to address before I even use this comparison is the fact that yes, private servers are free in this game. So technically bots could just create private servers, go in the private servers, farm. But I want to explain to you why this is so unrealistic and why you should basically stop listening to these claims online, because there's pretty much no proof to back it up as it is right now. And just wrapping your mind around how unrealistic this actually is will make you realize, you know, this just doesn't even make sense. So a lot of the claims are that, you know, Garden spotted, maybe a couple million of the players are real, who knows, but it's not deserving of the shadow of these records because it's not even a good game and it's all bot. That's basically what everyone pretty much says. It's all bots, it's not real, blah, blah, blah. And let's talk about this. So if we go to Bubblegum Simulator Infinity on the Rolling Mons page, now this game we already know and we just saw a second ago is heavily botted. Many thousands and hundreds of thousands potentially of bots play this game to farm money to sell on eBay. If you don't know, people will actually farm items to sell on eBay, such as, you know, let's just say, we'll just even use Grow a Garden as example. This happens in Grow a Garden. This happens in pretty much any Roblox game that has trading involved. They farm stuff and then they sell it on eBay for money because if they convert it to their currency, usually it's other countries, they make a butt ton of money because of the currency conversion. So they make a lot more money and they make a really good profit off of doing this. But these are the average botters, and these players do not care about inflating Roblox counts. They just care about making money, obviously, because this is how they make their money. So let's take a look at this. Apparently, according to Twitter at least, this right here was a ban wave. So as you can see, when this player count dropped off on Bubblegum Simulator, you can see this is the drop off count of players. This is when people stopped actually playing the game. And when bots were like, this is during the bot ban wave, basically. So when a bunch of bots were banned off of Roblox, this is what happened. Then obviously it slowly started going back up because bots just started recreating their account. If you take a look at the peak right here, it was around 198,000, or it was actually even higher than that before. But we're just going to use this peak as a reference. So it was around 198,000, 200,000, something like that. And then it peaked down to like 95,000. So if you do the math, it's around a 50.5 or somewhere in that range of 50% players being bots, according to this estimate and graph, correct? Now, when you see Grow a Garden doing this, it literally doesn't have any effect on it. You don't see that big dip or anything like that. And what's interesting to know is that even if you applied this 50% ratio to this game, saying that 50% of all players at all time are bots, this game would still have approximately around 900,000 players. But this game averages anywhere from 2 to 3 million per day and can get up to 5 or 6 million and even hit 11.3 million during the update, I believe. So you're probably wondering, well, yeah, they could still have just botted the game. I mean, the developers could have just put millions and millions of counts in the game. And I want to explain to you why this is literally not only the most expensive waste of money possible, and also why this is just super, super unrealistic. The amount of money you would have to pay to host all of these accounts to run at the same time, and for Roblox to even be able to handle this many accounts connecting online, number one, would not be worth Roblox's time because bots do not spend money on your game. All of these in-game purchases in-game that help Roblox and Grow a Garden both make money would be completely useless because bots are only there to farm and make money off of it. They don't care about buying stuff. They're not going to buy stuff because they don't make money off of that. So number one, Roblox would be paying potentially millions of dollars per hour. I saw some kind of Twitter post that broke it down. I don't know if I find it, I'll put it on screen, but it basically estimated a couple $1 million per hour in server costs for Roblox when this happens. And honestly, that is just not worth it for them to make almost no money off these bots and basically just have their entire Roblox page botted. They're not going to just, you know, let that happen. That's millions of dollars potentially down the drain for them if that estimation is correct. So that just doesn't make sense. That just doesn't add up. That would not be worth it for them. Another thing I want to show you is how popular this game actually is. So in the Philippines, apparently this game is extremely popular. Shout out to this guy that posted this on Twitter. But apparently the game is extremely popular. And there's things called, I don't know what they call them actually, but they are like kind of like libraries, but for books. In America, we have libraries where you go check out a book, but basically you pay to get on a computer and you're able to basically like rent it in a way or whatever. But this is a bunch of kids that went all to this area. I forgot what it was called. And they all went ahead and did this. And this was them waiting for the update of Grow a Garden to happen. Look at that. There was almost 50 players in this room, or even potentially more players just in this room playing Grow a Garden. This game has insane virality and it is extremely popular. And if you don't believe me, the stats do not lie. If you take a look at vidIQ, which is a YouTube resource tool that helps you kind of like look up and do research for videos, it is a current volume of 14 million of a current, search volume of just 14 million by itself. Just this one keyword on YouTube is at 14 million. And it's been going up every single day because this website's a little bit behind. It doesn't actually update. It's probably way higher than 14 million. And then all of these other keywords under it have millions of search volume. If we look at Google Trends, take a look at Google Trends and you type in grow a garden. If we look at it over the past 90 days on Google Trends, you can see this absurd spike. Again, this was literally when the update came out. You see that huge spike on Google. So as you can see, this growth is legitimate. Now, there's always bots in Roblox games. We know that. That is a fact that is proven. There's always bots in games. In fact, I'll go ahead and find one that's in Grow Garden right now. Okay, so I finally found a bot server that probably took me like 5 or 10 minutes to find. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, you can see they're right here just sitting here and farming them. They're both inside of each other because they are bots and they're teleporting around farming with exploits. So if you take a look, you can literally see, they're doing their thing here. Obviously, auto farming items. You can see that they have all of their items pretty much placed in one right here. And yeah, it's pretty obvious that these are all exploiters and people hacking to try to make a ton of money. And of course, eventually sell all that money inside of the game. So yeah, exists. Bots definitely exist in this. Do not get me wrong. Bots exist in every Roblox game that has trading. And everyone's trying to farm money. But yeah, you can see that this is definitely bots. You can see them teleporting around, literally teleported over there. I mean, this is real. They're real bots. But the thing is it's not to the extent that everyone thinks it is, and everyone wants to kind of downplay the success of this game. And the reason why this game is successful is because it's so simplistic. A 3-year-old could play this and a 40-year-old could play this and they would still understand the concept of the game. It grows offline. It's kind of like a mobile game in that sense that you can come back to it whenever you want. You can go play whatever else you want. You're not tied down to this game specifically. You can go do whatever you want after and let your garden grow, come back to it and see how it does. That is why this game's so appealing. It's not bots, guys. There will always be bots in Roblox games, but